Hi folks, so a couple of months have passed since the last time I spoke to you about Project 45 and the last time we spoke I was introducing you to a new Mark 1 that we picked up with a VVT swap and that was going to be our cheaty little way of getting down hopefully to a 145 at Cadwell. So here we are 2 months down the line and I'll show you what we've done to help us achieve that. So once again we've cheated. We had a slightly rough looking Mark 1 with a VVT swap and we built it into what was going to be a very capable track car and one that would have given us a fair chance of achieving that 145 and we were nearly done, nearly ready for Cadwell, and then Will sent Dan and I a link to this car on Facebook, and it was what we thought a competitive price, a good price. It had a bunch of stuff that we didn't really need or want, and so we did a deal at what we considered to be a bit of a bargain price for yet another replacement. So this car did not look like this when we fetched it. In fact, it was a bit of a state, in all honesty. We've cleaned it up lots, and we've done, considering we've only had it a couple of weeks, we've done an awful lot of work. So we've replaced the suspension, now using the Meister R Zeta Pro suspension. I don't think you can see it in there. We've also fitted some offset wishbone bushes to give us a little bit more negative camber available. It's had a refresh of the brakes, front and rear. We're now using the StopTech Sport front pads as recommended by Lawrence. Hope you like the colour, Lawrence. And at the rear we're using Mintex 1144s. We've ditched the hardtop for the functionality of the soft top, so we can pop it up and down as we please. And inside we've seen quite a lot of changes. We've put in the hard dog roll bar that we had from another car. We've got the JK composite seats here, which fit very nicely indeed. Lots of rake back to get the head as low as possible. OMP harnesses that we've used before. Some nice track door cards made from Fomex. And a snap-off boss that brings the steering wheel a little bit closer to the driver. And an awful lot of cleaning and tidying on the inside of the car because it was a bit of a state. You can see the various gauges that the previous owner put in there. I think they work, so we'll be interested to see what they tell us on track tomorrow. There's a wideband, an oil temperature gauge and a water temperature gauge there. We've popped on the white roundels to give it a bit more of a classic look, and a super difficult to acquire Shell Sport sunstrip. So to the reason that we changed cars, the reason we went for this car. A lovely set of white throttle bodies. Perhaps not the tidiest install you've ever seen, but they work, and they work fairly well. We've done an awful lot of cleaning and tidying under the engine bay, sorted a few little niggles that weren't quite right, but yeah, we've got a working VVT engine on GSXR 1000 throttle bodies. So this produces 170 brake horsepower, which is a really nice improvement over, I think, what would have been a standard 1.8 130 horsepower for this car. So quite a big improvement, and it brings it just into that performance category that's really quite nice and acceptable on track. The performance is nigh on identical to the Clio 200 I own. So there's an alloy radiator in there, a coolant reroute that you can see there. Probably see that coming from the back there. refurbed rocker cover, something that we've done. A Jap Speed, I understand it as manifold, a few silicone hoses and a catch can as well. See the tops of the Meisterars there? Internally the engine is completely standard, we don't know that it's ever been opened. So with 170 horsepower and a little bit less weight, being a Mark 1 and having just a few more things removed, this should make about 55% more power to weight than the Avocado, which is quite an improvement. We've been really selective about things that we've bought for the car. Quite careful about buying things, made sure we got things for a good price where we could, and not bought anything that was too unnecessary. And this car stands us at a very reasonable price. We haven't just thrown money at it, and so this is still very much a budget track car. It's been an awful lot of work building it so quickly, having built one very similar previously and had to take that apart again to sell it and build this one. But I think the end result will hopefully speak for itself, and we'll have a very capable track car for very sensible money. And we'll hopefully be able to show what can be done on a really modest budget. So we're well equipped now. Cadwell Park tomorrow, and we'll see whether we can achieve the 145 with our ITB 45 car.